Hello. Hello. Hello, Linda. Well, I thought my problems were solved, but it's not looking good. So, hello, Anne. Let me know if you can hear me and see me. My weekend is going quickly. I'm not getting stuff done like I would like to get done. Hi, Luana. Hello, Susan. So it seems things are bad. Yes to both. You can see me and hear me. Are we buffering yet? Looks like we're going to have some problems. Anybody having problems? Can you hear me? Hello, Missy. You can't hear me at all, Luana? Hello, hello. Okay, you can hear me now? All right. You can hear me, you can see me. Is there buffering? Is there buffering? Let me know. I am wasting a little bit of time here in the beginning. Say hi to everybody. Hello, Karen from Wales. YouTube has a habit of cutting me off. At the whole beginning, last week was cut off for quite a while, so I got some glue putting stuff together, gluing stuff together. So let me get the pages unstuck. A little bit too. It's choppy. Yes, yes, I see. I have a bad stream health. I have a bad stream health. I thought I had it fixed, but it looks like it is not fixed. And I am at my wit's end trying to get it fixed. I have tried everything. And I thought it was. Hi, Yvonne. Hi, Raven. So, I am. How bad is the buffering and choppiness? Is it just choppy? I am at my wit's end with the whole streaming thing. Looks good. All right. Well, I just don't know. Okay, so no buffering. So some people are doing okay. My health stream says red, so it might be bad for some people. Everything is fine. All right. I won't concern myself too much. I hope that maybe it won't get bad. It won't get bad again. I really did do a terrible gluing job. I glued all kinds of pages together here. I've glued all kinds of pages together. We're gonna do, it's just very discouraging for me. I thought the problem was fixed, and my stream health is red, so obviously it wasn't fixed. We're going to work in the Anything Goes book today. And I do want to give it just a couple minutes before I really start, just because YouTube has this habit of cutting me off, and all the things that I've said don't end up on the recording. And I think it all should be there. So I'm just going to waste some time with some circles, because that always relaxes me. Hello, May. I like this template, yes. I like making my circles with this thing. It's hard to go through the ditch here with the circle. Making circles relaxes me, so I'm upset that I've got a red streamlight. Hi, Linda. Hello, Linda. Hello, Galena. Hello, hello. How is everybody's Sunday going? How is it going? How is it going? Having a hard time with the ditch. Having a hard time with the ditch. Okay, you'll all let me know if it changes. Of course you will. All right, so I'm going to try not to worry about it, because that doesn't help anything. I am disappointed, though, that it's not perfect. It's not perfect. It was so good there for quite a while. All right. So I'm going to start. We're past 2. Circle away. Yes, circle away. All right. So hello, everyone. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. It's Anything Goes book Sunday. So we're going to play in the Anything Goes book. Last week, we kind of started over from the beginning. And last week we did, we added some magazine images and some book pages. And we added some scraped paint and that kind of thing. And that is, hi Mitzi, Mitz. And that's a great way to start putting stuff in the book, so that there's your F, Luana. Of course, I don't see it when I'm looking at it. and you know, giving ourselves an F it's not really giving ourselves an F. It's F for fish. F for fish. So let me use my alphabet template here. Maybe I should use the bigger one. F for fish. Fish. F for fish. So it's all fixed now. It's all fixed now, okay? I'll have to go around it a little bit. So today we're going to do mark making. We're just going to play and relax and not worry about it. Hello, Vicky S. Hello, hello. So it's for fish, not flunk. It's the fish page. I should probably put another fish on there. Okay, so we are going to do some mark making. Before I get too far ahead, I just want to say thank you. Thank you, everyone, for your wonderful, wonderful comments on my Patreon video. A lot of encouragement and support, and I really appreciate all that. I appreciate those supporters. I appreciate every little bit that all of you are doing, and I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. It's very, very sweet, those people. There is a link to my Patreon down below if you want to take a look. I don't want to say too much more about it because it makes me start to cry. So I just want to say I really appreciate all of that. And I also want to say I will be starting more with the Instagram. More people wanted Instagram than they did Twitter. I probably will do a little bit of both, but I will mostly focus on Instagram. So I will be putting some stuff up there, and I should have put the link for the live streaming in there today, but I kind of ran out of time, and I need to get into a rhythm and a schedule and get everything done. I just need a little bit more practice. F is for fantastic. That's a wonderful word. I should just write that down. F is for fantastic. So, fantastic, fabulous, fun. Can hardly see that, but that's what it says. F is for fantastic, fabulous, fun fish. That's a big old, it is a big old red F there. Oh well. So if you like the video, if you want more of the Anything Goes book, please hit that like button so I know what people are interested in and what they are looking for. If you haven't subscribed, please do. It really helps me out a lot. So I've got a lot of stuff that I want to talk about today. And I have got some real sticky something on this page. I don't know what it is, but let me put a little bit of paint over it and help let it dry for a second, because wiping it with the baby wipe wasn't helping. So let's just paint it. Put paint over it. Hopefully that'll dry quick and we can do other things in here. All right. Okay, so I think that's everything for that. I have, I wanted to make an announcement. I do have some of the collage packs that I've been talking about. I've got ready. I'm going to talk a lot about the collage pack. I've got 2 different collage packs. On Tuesday, I am going to do a I'm going to show you how to use the smaller pack. I'm going to do a whole pack on the stream so you guys can see how I use all the stuff in there. And I'm going to show a larger pack with a whole bunch of stuff in it. I haven't got it together yet for that. But I do have book page packs ready. And I just wanted to talk about them for a second before we get too much further. I've got book pages. This is called the Book Pages pack, and it will be 50 pages of foreign text. I've got some Japanese, some French, some German, some Spanish, some Russian, some Arabic. You see that? I've got some pages for, that's German, some pages for just novels. I've got some poetry. I've got some children's books, more poetry, some fact books. Here's a math book. I've got some pages of illustrations and that kind of thing. Another children's book. I've got large print, music. I've got some encyclopedia pages and some textbook pages for English and just some map pages. I've got some atlases. I've got dictionary pages, different sizes, a lot of illustrations and pictures, and I've got some different books that I have pages from. This one is movies, vintage movies, or the movies, I don't know exactly what it was called. Science books, art books, so I've got lots of art pictures and things like that. And some atlas pages. 50 pages of this kind of thing that won't be exact because every time I get a pack together, they're different pages. So they won't be exactly these pages when you get a pack. But they'll be these kinds of things. So thanks, Luana. So 50 pages, and they are from the small page to this large size. So anywhere in between, there might be a couple of a single kind. This textbook one that I've got is really, this one is really a cool light page. And I like to put a couple of them in there because it's so thin and fine and it's kind of nice. So there'll be multiples of some of the books, but there'll be a variety. Not all the packs will be the same. That will be $10 for 50 pages. That does not include shipping, and I'm going to tell you why in a minute. I also have the napkins ready to go. These are some of, but not. I have a couple more that I haven't gotten in yet. So these are some of the samples of the napkins that will be in the packs. There'll be 15 different napkins in each pack, all these different sizes. There'll be 15 different ones, and the pack of napkins will be $5 for 15 napkins, and I have taken the linings off of them, so they are without lining to save the postage costs. $5 without postage included. And the reason I am not including postage is because if people want to get more than one kind of pack, we can put them all together in some of these envelopes. Let me put these back somewhere where I can I had problems with the post office. This is a priority mail envelope, and it is 12.5 by 9.5 inches long, and it's $6.95 to mail. So this one is 10 inches by 6 inches. It is also $6.95 to mail. So it makes absolutely no sense to use a smaller envelope if I can get more than one pack or whatever you want into the larger thing. It would only cost $6.95 to mail everything. So that's why I'm not including shipping. I think that this big Tyvek envelope, I also think that this is $6.95 as well. I'm not sure about that. I'll have to reinvestigate. But I could definitely put things in a Tyvek envelope because these envelopes are great to use. So if I mailed them in one of these, they are great to use in crafts and stuff. It's really strong material, and it is great for bookbinding and all kinds of stuff. So that's the reason I am not including shipping. I will talk about the collage packs. I've got 2 different collage packs. I'm going to talk about those on Tuesday. I'm going to get them all put together. So I'm just introducing napkins and book pages today. Hi, crafty girl. Just so you know, okay? Just so you know that those are going to be available. Boy, it's still sticky. What in the world did I do? Just to know, so that you know that those are going to be, those are available, and we can talk about collage packs on Tuesday. So we don't have, I don't throw so much out there at one time. Okay. So I think that's all the business. So let's get to playing in the Anything Goes book. Now, I described the Anything Goes book last week, but YouTube cut off the whole beginning part, and all that stuff that I said was missing in action. It went away. It was gone. I don't know what happened to it. It just got cut off. So I did want to address the Anything Goes book. The Anything Goes book can be anything that you want. This is a composition book. You can use a blank book, maybe one that you started for an art journal or something, and it's already ruined, so you might as well grab it and use it, because what's going to go wrong with a blank book? You can use any of those notebooks. I know we all have them. Notebooks. I can ship worldwide. The shipping, yeah, it's kind of strange for the American shipping. It does pay to order more. It doesn't make any, yeah, and I don't understand why the big envelope is the same price as the little envelope. It makes absolutely no sense. Yes, I can ship worldwide, but it's going to cost more money. Those packs are $10 for the book pages and $5 for the napkins. Does not include shipping. So if you want me to ship it overseas, I will find out how much that would cost, and you can decide if you want to do it or not. We can discuss the prices for shipping before we do all that, because it's so expensive to ship overseas. So I am selling them right here. I don't have any place else at the moment. I'm trying to do it from here because other places take quite a bit of the percentage, and I'm trying to get the prices down as low as possible. So you'll need to email me at kagedfish@yahoo.com and tell me what you want. And hello, Kathleen. Hi, Tammy. Tell me what you want, and we can discuss shipping options and that kind of stuff. All right. So that is that. Okay. And this page is still pretty wet. So I was describing this book, and this is, you can also use just a signature of different kinds of papers. If you are trying to figure out what kind of paper you like working with, if you put a signature together, this one's got scrapbook paper and watercolor paper and drawing paper and sketching paper. It might even have some mixed media paper to it. I just put them pages together so I can work with all the different weights and find out what I like to work with. Anything goes. So, you know, I like working in the signatures, and I will be, as soon as I get this one all filled up, I will be going to signatures with my Anything Goes book. And then I will have just a small little bit of paper to choose from and work with, and then I can go to my next signature and then put them all together in a book. So, because I love working in signatures. So anything, and you can even, with the Anything Goes, you can even just do things on pieces of paper and write, you know, your little experiments. This is what I want to talk about today. And I didn't get my whole thing done here. This is learning how to play. Anything goes. I could do it on the Facebook page, yeah. I don't sell things in the group, so you might see it on my personal Facebook page. Anyway, no. So I wanted to go over what the whole thing of the Anything Goes book was, because YouTube cut it off last week. So I wanted to start again, just really quick, about what this is for. This is a place. It doesn't have to be a book. Like I said, it can be a signature. It can be single pieces of paper. But this is some place for you as beginners, or even if you're not beginning. It's some place for you to make mistakes and to learn to play. The whole thing. This is a place for your self-expression. Learn how to use your materials, learn about your paper and that kind of stuff, and learn how to enjoy the process. It's not for having pretty pages. We need to get that idea out of our heads. The idea of we need our art journal to be pretty. It needs to, and we have this vision in our heads ahead of time what we want that page to look like, and then we're disappointed that the page doesn't look like that when we get finished. I want that to stop. It's really discouraging and disappointing to work that way. So this is a place just to be messy, spell things wrong, make mistakes, experiment, make your list, make your notes. If you like that color, write a note. What color was that? Let's see here. It's a place for lists of things that you want to learn, lists of techniques that you want to do, that you want to get better at. It's a place to practice stenciling. It's a place to practice stamping. It's a place just to use some of the stuff that you've got that you always forget to use. And I am dying of heat here. I'm turning on a fan. I hope that doesn't make the sound crazy. Okay, so this is a place for your ideas, your notes, lists of things you want to do. It's just a place to learn how to use things. and learn how to put things together. And if you like the way it looks in this book as an experiment, then you can go over to your art journal and play in your art journal and feel like you're doing something that you enjoy doing. That's the whole purpose of the whole book, is learning how to enjoy the process, not necessarily making a pretty book. So there's a lot of bad things going on here. I made an F and I didn't mean to make an F. You know, things are going to be muddy and things are, you know, going to be messy, and that's okay. I've got pages in here that I don't really like, but this is the place to put color combinations together to figure out what we're doing. So I suggested last week the first step to doing your Anything Goes book is to put down some book pages, some magazine images, scrape some paint in, use some watercolors. Just get some things in there so you're not looking at blank pages. And just randomly put things in. So I have done that a lot of places. Put some book pages in and then went ahead and scraped paint over those kinds of things. And I added some napkins. Here's another magazine page. So we're gonna do some stuff on top of all that other stuff. Here's a page where I was practicing with the stamps that I had made. Did I do that last week? The week before. Made some handmade stamps, and here is where I tested to see if the stamps worked. So it's a testing spot. It's just seeing what that looks like when you get it done. What happens if you use watercolor through a stencil? What happens if you use watercolor for stamping? What happens when you use Inca Gold? Oh. There we go. That's what happens when we use Inca Gold. So today we're going to go and do some more steps. We're going to do some mark making. We're going to make some lists. Here's another one that I just put some magazine pages on, some text on, and now it's ready for something else. So we're going to do some mark making, just some mark making, just to have some fun and play around. I've done it before in this book, but we're going to do some more of it. And we're going to start today with, I don't know if you're making lists of things you want to do. I'm going to get that stencil out. But one thing that I like to do, and I'm going to use a Sharpie, is I like to draw around stencils or draw inside the stencils. This one takes this way too fussy. But I do like the way it looks done. So I'm just going to show you what it looks like. So drawing around stencils is one of those things I like to do. And I do like drawing around the circle stencils. Here, I'll do it on this side. Or squares or whatever. I might need a smaller pen. And making marks is a good way to use all those pens and pencils that you've been collecting. I know I've got a ton of them, and I don't use them enough. So I've gotten a bunch of pens and pencils, markers together here just to play around with making some circles. I like the way the patterns show up this way when I draw around bubbles. I don't know what it is about stencil drawing. So what do we do? What are we talking? If you want to catch my attention, please use capital letters. I don't think that that's shouting at me. It just catches my eye in the chat so that I can see what the question is or the comment or whatever. Use capital letters if you're trying to get my attention. I can't always see the smaller things when I'm glancing over. I don't realize that you're talking to me. I know you girls like to talk a lot in the chat. Chatterboxes. So if I see capital letters, I know that you are addressing me. I know you guys talk amongst yourselves a lot, and that is wonderful. I'd like to see that. But if you do have a question for me, put it in all caps so I can see it. So that's the first thing for mark making is drawing inside stencils. You guys have seen me do this before. I enjoy it. And I just think that that's kind of nice. It's kind of nice. I like that. So another thing, let's find a different page. I'm running out of pages here. We're running out of pages. Can you believe it? Running out of pages. Here is, this is a fly swatter I found at the Dollar Tree. And it makes squares. Actually, I am going to use this red Sharpie for a color combination, red and teal, and I am just going to make some squares around this fly swatter. Oh no. Oh, I see that we're going to have a grand old time. Okay. For those people watching the recording, YouTube just kicked me offline. So I don't know where I was when it kicked me offline. So please refresh. All right. Wow. Please refresh. And we're just going to continue on. I don't know where I left off. Yeah, it is very frustrating for me. I thought the whole problem was fixed, and obviously it's not fixed. So I am just grabbing this was a fly swatter that I got at the Dollar Tree, and I'm just using a Sharpie and making some squares on this page. Trying not to be too frustrated with YouTube and streaming right now. I just do not know how to fix this problem. Really just do not know how to fix the problem. You tried Gamasol? What's Gamasol? I think I've heard that before, but I don't know exactly what it is. So I am just drawing inside a stencil, or this is a found object, fly swatter, just to add some interest to my page. So, hi Debbie, hi Kiala, Kiala. Said it right the one time, and now I can't remember how I said it. So I just like making layers on my pages and just seeing what they look like with more stuff on them. So I scrape paint and then I add this and a little bit of that. And I'm just trying to have some fun. Just trying to have some fun, even though my stream is not being nice to me today. It might not be me, it might be Ustream or YouTube. I don't know. I don't know. It's getting pretty frustrating. Can someone message Vicki Brown for me? Because I don't think I've seen her. It didn't miss much? Okay. It was very brief. Did it do it again? Well, I looked up when you guys started saying that, and I did say that the stream continued. So the recording is just going to be, it's gonna go for a while, and then it's going to stop, and then it's going to start again in some random place in the middle of a sentence probably. So that's my first thing, is doing yeah, I'm not like completely flustered now. Sorry. All right. So drawing inside your stencils or found objects to make little patterns on your pages is always fun. These pages are very, very thin, so a lot of stuff just goes right on through, and it went through to the third page as well. Yeah, I don't know why it's so large for a fly swatter. Maybe it's for swatting bees or something. I don't know. I mean, it was on a huge handle. I don't know. Maybe the holes are really big so that the air goes through it and you can really go fast. I don't know. I just thought the squares were really cool, so I had to get one of them. All right, so another thing to do for the mark making, and you guys just saw me doing it, is the crazy lady circles. That's what I call the crazy lady circles. I get my template out. I was doing it earlier. Got so much going on in here. Can't find anything. I need to go down my list so I don't forget anything. Is this where I did crazy lady circles? Nope. Here it is. Here's the crazy lady circles. And I do get my stencil out, and what circle did I use? This one. And I just draw around the template. I find this very fun, very relaxing. I enjoy just making circles. So that's all the this Crazy Lady Circles is, and I like the way it looks. Sometimes I will do, and I can do it back here. I have a pen that bleeds. Let's see if I can find that pen. Here's a pen that bleeds. This is a Uniball Micro, and I have used this before. And made my little Crazy Lady circles with it. Except it's running out of ink. The reason I like pens that bleed, let's see if I can get enough ink on here. Let's see if it works. And I can make some circles like that. And I can spritz it with water. And it bleeds. And they make it makes a fun design when it dries. So that's why I like the bleeding pens for a lot of different things. I just like the way it looks. But I do need another pen because this one seems to be drying up and it's not really giving me a lot of ink. Here's another one. That one's a little bit better. Except I think it might be the acrylic paint that is drying it up. Let me put a lot of ink on here. And this is a great thing to do in your Anything Goes book. It's a place to experiment to see what happens with your pens. So I've done that. Just a little bit of spray of a little bit of water, and it makes that pen bleed a little bit. And I love the effect it has. You can get it to drip maybe. And I like that. I like the way it looks. All right. So I'm not sure what you mean by if it goes through, Luana. Don't know what that means. Alrighty, so that is this Crazy Lady Circles. And another circles that I like to do. Let's find a spot for them. We can just do them on here. They're loose circles. And, you know, all we're trying to do here is just play a little bit and just relax and just have some fun and not worry about what it looks like in the end. It helps so much to start doing pages that you're not worried about if it's ugly or not. Now, I've got plenty of ugly pages in this book, but I have plenty of pages that I really like as well. Some of the techniques worked for me, some of them didn't, some of them I liked, and some of them I didn't. So this is just a place just to enjoy the process. That's all it is, just enjoy the process. Hi, Laura. So loose circles are kind of fun to do. They're relaxing. And you can add other things. We want to add some dots. I'm going to add dots around this circle. It's kind of like just learning how to doodle all over again. For those of us, and I'm a non-doodler. I never doodled as a teenager, and I've never not really doodled as an adult. So the doodles, it's not something that comes naturally to me. So doing something random like circles is a good way to teach yourself how to doodle. So that's all I'm doing is just making some little circles on circles and outlining things and getting my eye used to my little doodling. When you get used to what your doodles look like, they don't look like everybody else's doodles because they're your doodles. It's okay for them to look different, and it's okay for you to like your own doodles. And that's a hard one. That was a hard one for me. Oh, okay. So Luana is saying it's nice to see all the things that happen while we're doing these kinds of processes. And it's not always what we expect, and it's not always what we want to happen. And I don't edit any of these videos. I don't edit at all because I want you to see that I make all kinds of mistakes myself. And you either learn to live with the mistakes or you cover them up. You can glue things on top of them, or you fix it, you put paint over it, or you keep going. You keep going. It's called, what do people call it? Working through the uglies. Your pages will get to stages where they're ugly. You don't like them. Keep going. If you've got an ugly page, it doesn't matter, if you do more stuff to it, it can only get better, right? Thank you, Vicki. Thank you, thank you. So adding dots and circles and random little bits, I'm having a grand time, and I kind of forgot what I was doing here. And I've just been using a big pen, and I've got all these other pens that I could be using. So let me go to another pen. Yeah, you don't want to use your not waterproof pens if you are doing watercolor over them or something, because they will disappear. So let me use my General's All Pencil and see what happens if I make some pencil circles on top of my pen circles and mix them up a little bit. Pencils and pens together. Do I like that? Large circles, little dots. I am teaching myself to doodle, so that's all there is to it. Just a little bit of doodling. Hi, Marcy. Thank you. Glad that you can show that you're here. Glad that you're here. Have you not been to the live stream before? All right, so I am going down my list so that I don't forget anything. Outlining stuff is also a form of doodling. Now we did this with acrylic paint and the handmade stamps, right? So we've got these leaves. And I am just going to outline using this General All pencil. Just going to outline the leaf and maybe make some of those lines in it. The reason I like the General All or the Stabilo All pencil is it is water soluble. And I will show you what happens when you add a little bit of water. So you can see the lines. I've got a water brush here. Sorry, Vicki. A little bit of water. And if I go over those lines, I'll just do it on one side so you can see. I have a hard time doing it up in the air. So I'm just going over the lines with some water. That's all I'm doing. But you can see how it changes the marks. I love my all pencils. Love them. Okay, it won't focus. Here it goes. You can see how it really just darkens up the lines and makes a shadow. I'm trying to do this up in the air so it's not working real well. But you can see how it changes the lines. First live chat, and I am horrible at doodling, so that's why I like doing this kind of stuff in the Anything Goes book. Trying to get that black off of there. Then I can practice. This is the place to practice that kind of thing. Find out what kind of doodling that you like to do, and find out what works for you. This is the place to do all that fun stuff. Hi, Emma. So outlining is a great way to doodle, to add some pen marks. So here's some pen on a leaf. And I'm doing it really messy, going out of the lines. You can do one with a Sharpie. Outline the leaf. And we can use a white. This is a Gel Extreme. Cat Hand sent this to me. So I'm going to use it. Maybe. I haven't used it in a while. Let's get a piece of paper out here. I can see if it's working. I don't see any white. Maybe that's not going to work. I need to get it to start working again. Maybe this one would work. Yep, this one works. So outlining it in white. There we go. Or even just a regular gel pen. There's one more leaf. So use Use the pens you've got. It can be anything. Use the pencils you've got. Use anything and everything. See how much fun that is? Okay. So outline stuff. If you don't know where to start, just start outlining stuff. You've got, make a hand and then play inside that hand. Let's see if I've got some. This is not really anything to outline. Do I have anything to outline? I outlined the little circles in the tree and that kind of stuff. Outline things. It's always fun. Another thing to do is to make large circles, and you can draw around just about anything. I'm going to draw around this lid just to make some circles, and I am overlapping them to make some large spaces. So this would be a great place to learn how to do some Zen doodling. You can go online and she sent me Posca pens too. Maybe I should use the Posca pen. Mark my spot here. Mark my spot so I can find that. Posca pen. Of course, I need to get it to start working. There it goes. There it goes. Yeah, Cat Hand sent me Posca pens and gel pens and all kinds of fun stuff. These are paint pens. I found some cheap paint pens at Walmart. They don't last very long though. Posca pens are much better, but they are a little pricey. So, but just use what you've got. Sharpies are wonderful. Put some dots on. Kind of trying to get this to dry a little bit so I can turn the page. Yes, Posca pens are wonderful. Certainly. So part of this whole book is making notes as you go. So I've done a bunch of experiments here with some different pens. So I'm going to write myself a note that says outline. And this one is with a Bic pen. And this one is an all pencil. And this one is a Posca pen. This one was a Sharpie. So when I come back next time, and this one was a gel pen, a blue gel pen. So when I come back next time, and I like the way this one looked, I know how I got that. Okay? So I can remember stuff that goes right. I can remember stuff that goes wrong as well. And remind myself not to do it that way again. So writing notes is very, very important. Another thing, writing yourself notes is really a really big one. And this is really one of those big things that you really need to learn how to play so that you can remember. This is a reference book. This is a reference book so that you can come back and know what you like to do and what you don't like to do. Let me say, I wanted to finish this part, learning to play. And these alphabet stencils are fabulous for adding words. But this is a great place. Uh-oh, I'm not going to have enough room for the Y. And this is really, 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 really not letting me get in there. Where's the Y? Of course, the Y is in the middle of the stencil. And it's not letting me get there. Let me bend it back. Maybe that'll work. For just a second. Bend it back so I can get a Y on the page. We need a Y. There we go. There we go. Hi. Hi. Hi, Orla. I'm not doing Ustream anymore. The Ustream does not like my internet. And so I've had to move over to YouTube. It's an all pen. It's an all pencil is an ALL. It is one of those generals all pencil. Uh-oh. Of course, it doesn't want to focus. It's a scribe all. It's an all surface pencil. And it writes on, it's water soluble. It writes on glass, metal, plastic, wood, paper. It writes on a lot of stuff. So I like it because it is water soluble. And it does all kinds of, it does draw on everything. So that is an all pencil. And that's a generals, but Stabilo also is really, really, it's a nice pencil for the same thing. And they come in different colors and stuff. So where were we? We're going to outline. Another thing is to outline pictures and stuff with dots. You can use a paint pen or pencil or just anything, but just outline images. And I'm making these pretty big so you can see what I'm doing. But if you are by yourself and just adding little dots around something, focusing here. And that's just another form of doodling. Just another form of doodling. I like the light bulb, yes. I found that and thought that that needed to go right in the cover because it's an idea reference kind of book. So outline stuff. That kind of made it look kind of cool. You can outline stencils. This was a circle stencil that I put watercolors in, and it didn't turn out very crisp, so I can doodle around those circles now. It's all about just having fun, playing, and not worrying about what the finished page is going to look like. And I can't stress that enough. It doesn't matter what the finished page looks like. This, doing all this stuff is about having fun, finding something that you enjoy doing. Stamping or stenciling or painting, or it can be anything, whatever it is. Everybody likes something else, something different. So finding that something that you enjoy doing. A lot of people say that they like to emboss. They'll get their embossing inks out and just emboss like crazy. Emboss everything. So that's all this whole, that's the reason to do this stuff. To enjoy it, to have fun with it. Outlining, making dots, you're making notes. So outlining is on there. Mark making can be, oh, I guess we need to go back to this. So I made these great big huge circles. For those people that are practicing the Zen doodling, go online, Google Zen doodles, and you'll get a bunch of patterns to try. This is a perfect place to try those patterns to see if you like what they look like, if you can do them the way you want them to be done. And to come up with your own. And then you have a reference. You can go back when you're looking for a Zen pattern for something. You can go back to your page and you have a bunch of them, and you can see what you like and what would fit in the space and all that stuff. This is a place when you just don't, you have a couple minutes and you just want to do something, but you don't know what you want to do and don't want to get involved in, paint and all that other stuff. Open up a page and just do a little bit of playing if you've only got 5 minutes. This is the kind of place to waste a few minutes. If you're blocked and you're not sure what to do next, this is also a place to come to see what happens, or just to figure out what you want to start doing. Maybe it'll inspire you. You see something on a page and like, oh, I would like to do some more of that. So this is a place for yourself to inspire yourself. And so I don't do the Zen doodling so much. I don't know. I don't have any good patterns. And I keep looking it up and then I forget what I've looked up. And you like the pattern from the Spice Water? I like that one too. I like that one too. So you've got these little spaces that you can just fill with different patterns and see how they work. Of course, I'm not very good at this. I need more practice. And I need more examples to look at too. So I'd have to go online to look. But that is something that you could do. And then you've got a catalog of different patterns to use for that kind of thing. So Zen doodling is great. Would be fun for learning or doing borders too. Remember to do borders around a page. Probably should be doing this the other way. And you can color in the the borders. borders. Do borders. You can make arrows. Arrows. Why not? It could be anything. And then, yes, we've got the spirograph. And we know this is another something that Lilith, BM Lilith sent me. And I don't get to play with this enough. So let's find another page to play with the spirograph. It's a place to play, to enjoy. Let's get it out of the package. I like this little one. I like the little one because it's easy to get out and to mess around with. I can't remember what pen I used. Does that one go all the way through? Kind of does. All right. Need to go a little slow. Oh, see, I just skipped. I skipped. If you go slower, you won't make a mess. And you won't skip the little teeth. But spirographs are fun. Remember being a kid? Not worrying about what things were going to look like at the end. It's what this is all about. Stop worrying about what things are going to look like in the end and just play. Remember when you were a kid and you would make that house with the people in the front and the flowers and all the sky and the trees? You weren't worried about what it was going to look like at the end. You were just making that picture. Let's get back to being a kid again and not worrying about what things are going to look like in the end. I like this. This is good. I need one more. Oops. I don't have it flat. I don't have it flat. My book is too poofy. It's way too poofy. And I'm skipping teeth. Yeah, it's not going to work because my book is too poofy. So it's just going to be a little five petals there. So yeah, we love the spirograph. So, you know, it's just a place that, you know, if you're sitting in front of the TV, just to play, make some marks. If you don't like it, cover it over with, oh, it is just a 5. It is just a 5 little tear there. That's kind of fun. Oops, I messed it up again. All right, I'm messing it all up, so I'm just going to leave it at that. Spirographs, they're fun. They're very, very fun. Let me put it back in its container so I don't lose the little wheels. I've got other ones too. I've got the big set, but I always seem to come back to this one. I like the little tiny, the little set, and it works really well. It's got a nice lip on it. Yeah, I've got the big one too, with all kinds of stuff in it. And another set on top of that. So, I like spirograph. I like spirograph. All right, so another something to do, I'm just going to do it on this one, is cross-hatching, hashtagging, just to put some design on the page. And you can spend hours doing this in different sizes and the closer you put them together, the more dense the pattern looks. And I've kind of gone all over my list here. So, I mean, cross-hatching, it's kind of cool. And then you can put paint on top of it and have, bye Laura. Too much talking. I have some water. You can have quite an interesting pattern underneath paint with cross-hatching. You can do it different sizes and all that stuff. You could do the Zen doodling. Who did the Zen doodling? Someone did Zen doodling over some book pages and some text and stuff, and it looked fabulous. She did it. It was in Art Experiments. Was that Linda? I think it was. So, and I am a geometric doodler. I have figured this out with a little bit of doodling that I've done. I like circles and squares, and I always go for geometrics, but flowers are very, very easy to do. Houses, you know, whatever. Just go from page to page and just do some doodling. You can do meander lines. You get a marker out there. Let's find a place. Get a really thick marker and just meander around. My page does not want to stay flat. Probably why I was having trouble with the spirograph, huh? Meander, just have some fun, some loop-de-doos. Remember that when you were a kid, you'd make the squiggles and then you'd color inside the shapes? Remember doing that? Got some color pencils here. And you would just color inside all the different shapes that you made. It didn't matter what it looked like in the end. It was just about doing the coloring. It was just about coloring, right? We need to get back to that. We need to get back to just enjoying doing what it is that we're doing and not caring about what it looks like in the end. Right? Right? Yep, hashtags are really fun. And they can be used for anything. So, another thing, just to scribble. Scribbling is fun to do too. I'm just going to use a pen. This is where my frustration for the stupid internet. Just scribble. Scribble, 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 scribble. You can use different colors too. No, that's not enough of a different color. Let's try something else. Let's try some red. Let's try some purple. Scribble, 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 scribble. Use those pens. We bought these pens. Let's use them. It looks funny, but you like the meander lines? Meander lines are really good. Another thing that I like to do when we're doing journaling and stuff, we've got, I am one of those people that I don't really like my handwriting at all. So I do scribble writing where I am, my hand is moving. My hand is moving like I am writing as I'm thinking, and it's just really fast. And it gives the illusion. You might even want to put some letters in there, but it gives the illusion that you're actually journaling, writing, making sense. And it's a good way to get your thoughts out if you don't really want to go back and understand what you were writing in the first place. And you just kind of scribble along as you think and just get all those thoughts out. And then you've got something that kind of looks like writing and words, but it's not really. And that can help a lot of people who want to get their feelings out but don't really want to revisit those feelings again. Scribble writing. Scribble writing. It gives, and scribble writing is a way to get used to your own handwriting. I don't always like my own handwriting, but this is a great place to practice writing and enjoy or learn to enjoy what your writing looks like. We're writing notes and stuff like that, and if you don't like it, cover it up in paint. So oh, sorry, Susan. Hopefully the Susan's having problems with the internet. Some people are not having problems. I'm hoping that the recording will be good. I'm hoping the recording will be good. I'm at my wit's end trying to figure out how to fix the live streaming. It's working for most people in the chat are saying that it's working for them. So I'm hoping the recording will work. So this is a place to get used to your handwriting. And yes, a general all is cheaper than the Stabilo. Yes. And I can find general all pencils in, I think I find them in Michael's and at Hobby Lobby. So you can add napkins to this. Let's see what else is on my list. Spirals. Hashtags, spirals. And just, just playing. I know it's hard to know how to start playing. I had said something almost a year and a half ago or something when I was teaching myself to art journal, and I was very frustrated when I'd come across videos that said, just play, just learn, just play with it, you'll get it, you just play with it. And here's my thoughts on that comment. It would drive me crazy, okay? And I'm just going to make some spirals while I talk. You can exaggerate your writing to learn to like it better if it makes you laugh. That's a good point, Luann. Hello, Dawn. Oh, great. Hi, Emma. It is, sorry, Susan. Emma, yeah, it's jerky for some people, and some people are not having any problems. And I don't know what it is about that. There is a setting underneath the screen as you're watching the YouTube video. You might want to change the setting. I don't have my window up, so I can't really, hi Dorothy, tell you exactly where that is, but there's settings that you can change the size of and sometimes that helps. I'll have to ask somebody to explain that one to me. Here's my thoughts on learning how to play, okay? I'm going to try not to be distracted by chat for a second. Learning how to play is not as easy as someone telling you just play with it. And here's my thinking, okay? So I'm given a hula hoop. Now I have never seen a hula hoop in my life. Don't know what it is, don't know what it does, never seen anybody use it. And somebody hands it to me and says, just play with it. You're gonna love playing with it. Just play with it. You'll learn how to play with it. You know, just play with it. So you're playing with this hula hoop, but you have no idea what the concept of this hula hoop is, how to start, what to do, and it's no fun. it's absolutely no fun. Because you don't know how to play with a hula hoop and you've never seen anybody play with a hula hoop, you have no idea what to do with it. So you need to learn, you need to know some basic ideas on how to use a hula hoop before you can learn to play with a hula hoop. As soon as you have some basic knowledge of what a hula hoop is and how it works, then you can learn to play with it and start to enjoy playing with it. But until you know basically how to start playing with it, it's not going to happen. And you're just going to get frustrated and it's not going to be any fun. So that's my concept on learning how to play. We all can learn how to play with things in different ways, and we all teach each other different things to do. I get ideas from you guys all the time. All the time. Doing something new and exciting and different. And that's always fun. So that is my concept on learning how to play. And that's why I'm so big on let's learn how to play. We've got some of this stuff. We've got pencils and we've got watercolors. Do we really know the basic concepts of some of these things? We need the basic concepts before we can learn how to play with some of these things. So that's all I'm trying to say, is we need to learn how to play. We need basic knowledge. So there's some of my spirals. As I get off my soapbox, just get off my soapbox, and just making marks is just fun. You don't have to make any sense. Patterns. I like patterns. It doesn't have to make any sense. Yeah, I mean, this is a great place to look at Zen doodle patterns and practice them, and then be able to come back and look at them and stuff. So what else did I have on my list that we were going to do today? Doing the mark making. I have this little, it goes in the collars, those men's shirts when you buy them. They have these in the collars to make them look good in the packaging. I like these things for making marks. Here, let me use a Sharpie so we can see it. So we can see the little lines. So that's all I wanted to say today, is let's do some mark making on top of some of that stuff that we put in there. Here's a meander doodling that I did a few weeks ago. See, I'm not very good at doodling. It doesn't look bad though. It doesn't look bad. It doesn't look too bad. And I'm going to do a bunch of doodling in here. And I'm going to add paint on top of them for the layering. Layering is another thing that I need more practice at. I tend to quit before I have enough layers down there. And whatever it is that I'm doing would benefit from having more layers. So I am teaching myself to make more layers. And we'll get into that a little bit more later. Some more paint and stuff like that. So this week is all about adding doodling and mark making on top of the images and the paint that you put into your book already. And I'll add more paint and stuff on top of that. And also, I got my lint roller out here. With my rubber bands on it. Let's see what happens. When I ink it up. Mark making, random mark making. So you can use anything, random anything. You can use paint to make marks. Get some paint out here since we're almost finished. I have here a tape. It went on a Scotch tape. It's the inside where the tape stays. And I have got this Delusions black paint, and my Delusions black paint is it's going hard. It's not very happy. It doesn't run anymore. So it's going bad. And so I am just going to make some marks. With this paint. I'm trying to use it up. Because it's still liquid enough for me to spread it around and stuff, but it's not really paint anymore. So mark making with items too is always fun. I'll have to let that dry. I got black paint all over myself. And hi, Linda. The little one what? Bye, hi Linda, and bye other Linda. That's funny. You can make mark making things with, here's a cardboard one. And I'm just going to smoosh this together and see what happens. Oh, look at that. All the little blotches that were there. That turned out interesting. I kind of like that. Huh. That'll be a cool page. I really like that a lot. See, if I had tried to do this, it would never have done this. But since it got gloppy and stuff with this paint, it really did work out nicely. I love the way that that looks. I do. I just love that now. I like to use a lot of different tools. And I don't know where to put that without making a huge, huge, huge mess. I guess I should just wipe it off so I can use it again. And Vicki is asking if anyone wants to become a member of Art Experiments. That is a group on Facebook. It's a place that you can show all the things that you're doing. I'd love to see your Anything Goes books and anything else that you're doing. It is a closed group. You do have to ask for membership. And I'm just going to put a little bit of gold paint on this plastic lid and put some of that and I don't have enough paint. I probably need to brush it on, but I'm just going to take this little doohickey, and I don't know, I got it at the Dollar Tree, and make some lines. You can see it's making interesting lines. I don't know if you can see it. Let's see if we can see it. Can we see it? It's making, and my rule, you can see the lines. There you can see the lines, the gold that I just made. My rule is, you know, paint is toxic. So my rule is if it goes out of the kitchen, it doesn't go back to the kitchen. It's a toy to play with paint after it leaves the kitchen. It never ever goes back. That's just my rule. So this is very interesting. It's ending up to be a very interesting page, even though it's kind of busy, but it's fun too. Okay. Yes, this is what happens when you're having a little bit of fun, the unexpected, and that's what we're learning how to enjoy things that we're not expecting. We were trying to learn how to just play and enjoy finding stuff that happens that you weren't expecting, but like it. It turns out different. It's fun. It's very interesting. I would never have even thought about making something like this before, but I'm really enjoying it. So we're almost at our time here. I had a couple of things to show. I think I got through my whole list. There is one more thing I need to show. Do I have a crayon? Let's see if we can get the paint off my hands. I need a crayon. I found flip-flops on sale at Walmart. $1 for these great big huge flip-flops. $1. I couldn't believe it. So I am going to do a crayon rubbing. Because they're fun. And I'm going to use a teal crayon. And I'm just going to put a piece, this is a copy paper, piece of that over. And I like to add inks to these. And maybe some purple. And maybe this color. I don't even know what color this is. It's purple too. It's too much like the other one. So let me go with this blue. There we go. Like that. And then over the top of that, I need a little bit of watercolors. And you can find other things to make marks with. Register tapes and circles and lids and all kinds of stuff. I'm going to use this lid and put a little bit of watercolor in there. And a little bit of water. So I have some watercolor. And the thing I like about doing crayon rubbings, you can see it here. I got a decent amount of crayon on there, is the crayon resists the watercolor. So you can put water over and still see the crayon underneath. And I need to do that just a little bit darker, I think, in spots. And then you let that dry, and then you've got a piece of paper to glue into your book. Come on. That's what you can do too, is painty papers, all that kind of stuff is fun to add to your books as well. If you did something that you enjoy and you want to keep a little bit of it with a little bit of note so that you know how you did it, this is the perfect place to put that. So, if you want to, hello, goddess. Maybe when it dries, you can see the crayon a little bit better. Kind of like the way that's turning out. It's better if you do a high contrast dark crayon with light ink or watercolor over, or light crayon with dark, and then you've got quite a bit of a contrast. I probably didn't have enough of a contrast there. If you want to go on over and look at my Patreon page, I've got a public video over there, so you can have a sample of the kinds of things that you would be able to see if you were a patron. And this is the video that's over there. It's a public video. Anybody can see this one, how I made it and how to put that together. It's just done with shipping tags, some scrapbook paper scraps, some stamping, some stenciling, and some stickers. And here's another one of those. This one's two-sided, but that video is over there at Patreon. Anyone can see that video. And just for a sneak peek, there's also a video over there for patrons only, and this is a zine that I made in the video. And you can see how I made this over there. It'll give you an idea of some of the videos that you'd be able to see if you were a patron. So if you enjoyed, and I've got another one too. I got two of them. I was working out how to do this. So if you enjoyed the video and want to see more of the Anything Goes book, press the like button. If you're not a subscriber, please do subscribe. And we're going to do some words, collecting some words for Tuesday. Tuesday we're going to do some collaging. I'm going to introduce some collage kits, and we're going to do some collaging. And we're going to gather some words and all that good stuff. So, so if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe so you can get notifications that I am going live or that I've put up some new videos. I'm hoping to get some videos up here this week. I've got a couple of them planned, but I haven't got them finished yet because I was working on trying to get my streaming better. And I'm a little upset that it's not better. So thank you everyone for being here and learning how to play with me. I think I've still got a wet page. I'm going to have to let that dry, and we'll have to go through. This book is getting pretty full. I've still got some empty pages, but it's getting pretty full, so we're going to have to switch over books here pretty soon. I've got another book that I'm hoping to start working in, doing some stuff in. So we're never going to be short of Anything Goes books, right? So, okay. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I'm gonna have to stop for now. It's time. So thanks everyone for being here. If you're not a subscriber, please do subscribe. And if you're not a member of Art Experiments on Facebook, you need to ask to join, and we will get you in there. Okay, anything else before I am out for the day? I'm going to see you guys on Tuesday. We're going to do some collaging on Tuesday. Collaging. Click the bell to get notifications so that you know when I'm streaming and then when I've uploaded new videos as well. Okay? I'm so glad to see you, Goddess. Haven't seen you at the live videos before, have I? Alrighty. So I'm going to do a little bit of work in this book. In the meantime, I'm going to scrape some paint over some of these pages so that they will dry so we can play a little bit more later. And I'm just going to use a credit card and scrape some paint over all of that. Like that. It's called, the group is called Art Experiments. Correct. Art Experiments. And it is a closed group, so you're going to have to search to find where to join. All right, so I'm going to leave you with that. Thanks everyone for being here. If you're watching the recording, thanks for watching the recording. I hope it's watchable. Like I said, I've had some trouble with my health, my stream health today, so hopefully it will be watchable. 2 p.m. Eastern Time on Tuesdays. I will be live streaming again here on YouTube doing the collaging. Okay? So thanks everyone.